So the Shang-Chi early reviews are in and they are looking pretty good, but we all know for every single Marvel project, every single Marvel movie or show, the early reviews are always in because these people want to maintain their early access for future Marvel movies, and this doesn't change the fact, even if the movie is a tremendous, outstanding movie, it doesn't change the fact that it is going to flop at the box office simply off of everything that's going on in the world and interest levels, and even Disney themselves, the Disney CEO and the Disney marketing team, they all think that this movie will flop as well. And I think even people like Kevin Feige, people high up in Marvel, people that are very invested in the MCU, think this movie is going to flop as well. Let's check it out. If you enjoy news like this, if you enjoy Marvel, Star Wars, just pop culture news in general, then please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I try to post multiple times a day on this channel. Let's get into the video. So like I said, the early reviews for Shang-Chi are in, as you can see right here. Marvel's Shang-Chi first reactions surface online, and like I said earlier, they're looking pretty good. I can't lie to you. I didn't think that they would look this good. I didn't think the movie would be awful. You know, there's not really that many, in my opinion, there's not really that many awful Marvel movies, but I still don't think that this movie will perform well at the box office. But in today's world, the quality of these movies aren't directly correlating with their box office numbers. I mean, it never really has. There's some movies out there that did horrible at the box office that now are regarded as some classic movies. But when it comes to Marvel movies, it's always been, these movies are going to be pretty good, if not great, and we're going to see how they do at the box office to determine how great they are. And these Marvel movies are just not going to do good at the box office, and I don't think Shang-Chi will do good. Even though the first reviews are very good, I don't think that this movie will do well, simply because everything that's going on in the world, that definitely plays a part in it. But the interest for Shang-Chi, the character, people just don't know about Shang-Chi. You can watch Yellow Flash videos. He's made an entire YouTube channel pretty much about comics and comic book movies, and he even admitted that he doesn't know who Shang-Chi is. He didn't know who he was before they announced he was coming to the MCU, and apparently we have all these diehard Shang-Chi fans popping up out of nowhere ever since he was announced to be in the MCU, even though you never really heard about Shang-Chi much before they announced him coming to the MCU. But let's check out some of these early reviews. Like I said, all these early reviews don't really mean that much. It's always a good sign to see. It's always kind of reassuring that you should be looking forward to this movie at least a little bit, but you're never going to see a lot of bad reviews when it comes to Marvel movies. At worst, whenever we see a movie like Black Widow that a lot of these reviewers, a lot of these critics didn't really like, at worst, you will see them say that it's an average movie, that you should go see it because of the post-credit scene. And they're already saying that about Shang-Chi as well, that you need to see this movie because of the post-credit scene. That's what Disney and Marvel are going to say. No matter how mediocre their movie is, no matter how bad their movie is, they're always going to push that post-credit scene to make you go buy a ticket and make sure that you know what's going to happen for the future of the MCU. They're always going to do that no matter how bad the movie is. And the reviewers, the critics, did the same thing for Black Widow, even though a lot of them did say that it's a very good movie. I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was absolutely horrible, but I didn't like it that much. A lot of these reviewers said that Black Widow is a very good movie, and they're saying the same thing about Shang-Chi. So Brandon Davis says Shang-Chi is awesome. The movie hits all that Marvel does well: pacing, humor, character, and adds action like we've never seen from the MCU before. I've even seen a lot of people like John Campea say that this movie is absolutely amazing. But once again, these early access people, these access media people, you can never really trust them 100%, especially when it comes to early reactions. You have to wait a couple months, and then they'll share their true feelings on these films, on these shows. Plus, John Campea is also friends with Simu Liu. He's tweeted at him a lot, and Simu Liu seems to be responding a lot. So he's not going to say anything bad about the movie after he just made friends with the lead actor in the movie. So I don't really take any of these reviews that seriously, but it always is a good thing just to see that people aren't out there saying that the movie is average. A lot of these people are giving glowing reviews about this movie, saying that it's a very much above average, but that doesn't change the fact that Shang-Chi is still going to fail. I'm sure you remember my video from either yesterday or the day before where I talked about this, wherever Shang-Chi's lead actor, Simu Liu, I believe that's how you pronounce it, he fired back at the Disney CEO over the Disney CEO calling the movie an experiment. He called it a data point. He doesn't even think that this movie is going to do well. The Disney CEO doesn't think that this movie is going to do well. He's calling it a data point and an experiment. That's how you know that the company as a whole just doesn't have faith in Shang-Chi. There's literal websites. You can go look at these websites. I might link them in the description. I'm not going to bring them up on this video, but I might have them linked in the description. There are websites that will track the interest for movies. I'm sure this is common knowledge. This is well known throughout the fandom, throughout the MCU Star Wars fandom. There are websites that will track the interest for certain movies, for certain characters and stuff like that. And the interest for Shang-Chi, as tracked by these websites, there's no way that we can know for sure until the movie comes out, of course. But as tracked by these websites, the interest for Shang-Chi, the character and the movie, are just not high. The interest is just not high. It is what it is. I don't think this movie will do well. It's predicted to do 35 million to 55 million. As you can see right here, Ant-Man opened to 57 million. I think that the ceiling for this opening weekend is probably around 45, maybe 50 million. I don't think it's hitting 55. I don't think it's going over 55. I think it's going to be more around 40. I would give it 40, and I think that's a pretty decent opening weekend. Even though Black Widow opened to 80 million, I think that it will open to around 40 million. And if this movie is truly good, as all of these early reviewers are saying, which once again, you can't really trust them, if this movie really is that good, it could have legs, and it could, I mean, if it's good, it's going to pass up Black Widow. There's no doubt. People are going to want to go see a Marvel movie that, you know, we've never really heard of the character before. If we get good word of mouth, if we get good reviews from the audience, then people will want to go out to see it because it's a Marvel movie, and people will realize, oh, there's a new Marvel movie out. It's called Shang-Chi. I never heard of this character, but people are saying that it's a good movie and it's Marvel. Let's go check it out. That's how people are going to act, and that's how a movie gets legs. I don't think it's going to do well initially. It's really going to be determined by how good the quality of this movie is, and honestly, how woke the movie is going to determine it as well. Because let's face it, I don't have that much influence, but there's a lot of YouTubers out there that do have a lot of influence. Yellow Flash, Nerd Erotic, those types of guys, Geeks and Gamers, those types of guys, they have a lot of influence over the fandom. And if they don't like something, there's a big group of people out there that could either make you a lot of money or lose you a lot of money. So it kind of determines how they think of the movie, as well as the straight up movie reviewers that don't really care about the wokeness. So it's really going to come down to how woke the movie is and the quality of the movie to determine how much money this movie makes, how many people are going to go out and see it during that 45-day theatrical release period. But we also have this. Marvel fans call lack of Shang-Chi promotion racially motivated. Of course, there is a big lack of Shang-Chi promotion. That also plays into Bob Chapek's comments up here whenever, you know, Simu Liu responded to Bob Chapek, calling it an experiment and a data point, stuff like that. There's a lack of promotion for sure, but that's because Disney has absolutely no faith in this movie doing well. I believe that this movie was kind of made to try and capture that Chinese audience, try to capture that Asian audience, because that's what they've been trying to do for years and years now. They will do anything to capture that Chinese market. I think that that's what they're trying to do with this movie, and I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, I think it's still a rumor and not 100% confirmed, but I believe that China said that they're not even going to show this in a lot of their movie theaters because they know, for one, that this is pandering towards them, and they're saying that Simu Liu doesn't look like a true Chinese person. He looks like an American Chinese person, and they took offense to that. So they're not even going to show this in China. So now that Disney knows that they're not going to show it in China, they're like, well, this was a wasted movie. We can't even capture the Chinese audience that we were going after with this movie. So this is a waste. Let's just move on to the next one. Let's not even market this one, because if it's not going to be shown in China, then this whole movie was a waste. This whole movie was created to have that Chinese market be captured by this movie, and it just wasn't. It's not going to be, because they're not going to show it in the Chinese theaters. So this was a waste movie. Let's move on to marketing the next Marvel movie or the next Disney movie. Let's chalk this up as a loss and move on to the next one. Let's chalk this up as an experiment, as Bob Chapek says, a data point. Then Simu Liu really took offense to that. But if the movie is as good as, like I said, if the movie is as good as these early reviewers are saying, and I really, really hope it is, I would love to see another good Marvel movie. I'm a big fan of the MCU, but not recently. I think the MCU recently has gone extremely downhill, but I'm a big fan of the previous MCU, the lead up to Endgame MCU. I think it was really good. I like those movies a lot. I really do. I'm rooting for this movie. I hope it's very good. I hope it's as good as all these people are saying. But let me know what you think about this movie. Let me know what you think about Shang-Chi. What do you think about the early reviews saying how great this movie is? Do you think that this movie really has a chance to do well at the box office, to maybe even break 600 or 700 million? Because a lot of people out there are saying that it could. And if this movie is that good, it really could. I think that this movie could bring back the box office a bit and break 600 million. Let me know in the comments, what do you think that this movie's ceiling is when it comes to the box office? If you did enjoy this video though, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. I do tweet quite a lot now. I tweet out when I need news for the day. If you will tweet me an article, I will shout out your channel or shout out your Twitter account, whatever you want me to shout out. So that would be cool if you could join the Discord or tweet the articles at me. It doesn't matter. Both of those links will be in the description. But thank you for watching the video. I hope to see you in the next one.